AITA for checking her Instagram after she rejected me. I, 26M, matched with a woman, 23F, on Bumble about 6 weeks ago. We started chatting right away, mostly in English, although sometimes in German since I'm trying to improve my language skills. It was refreshing because we seemed to have so much in common. We talked about our interests, our favorite movies, music, hobbies. Really, just anything under the sun. After a while, the conversation felt so natural that she gave me her phone number, and we moved our chat over to WhatsApp. At first, our conversations on WhatsApp were pretty consistent. We were both busy with our own lives, but we made time to catch up whenever possible. She was often tied up with work and other activities, so sometimes her replies would come in after a day or so, leading to a buildup of messages. I didn't mind because I understood that everyone has their own pace, and I was genuinely enjoying getting to know her. Each day, I'd open my phone to find around 20 messages from her, which I'd eagerly respond to the next day. However, I had already planned a month-long vacation to Italy before we met, so we couldn't arrange to meet up in person right away. Despite the distance, we continued our chats. Since I was on holiday and had more free time, I usually responded to her messages more quickly, typically within a day. However, I noticed that her replies started taking a bit longer, sometimes 2 or 3 days. I assumed she was just busy, but I couldn't help but wonder if the long-distance communication was starting to wear on her. Around July 20th, I saw a story she posted on Instagram about the upcoming Perseids meteor shower. In the story, she asked her followers, "Stargazing night? Anyone?" I responded with a simple yes, and she replied with, "Sounds like a date." I was excited about the idea of planning our first real date, even though I was still in Italy at the time. Since she wasn't familiar with a good spot for stargazing, I took the initiative to plan the date for the weekend of August 9th, depending on the weather. I thought it would be a perfect way to finally meet and enjoy something beautiful together. As the date approached, she reached out to me a week beforehand, saying she was feeling overwhelmed with work and other social activities, and asked if we could postpone. She mentioned that she needed some time alone to recharge. I completely understood and told her that it was fine, we could reschedule. On August 7th, I checked the weather forecast and saw that the best night for stargazing would be the 10th. I figured we could make it work then. A couple of days later, on Wednesday evening, she messaged me again, saying that she was feeling better and that Saturday would work for her after all. I was relieved and happy that we could finally go through with our plans. But then, the next day, I received another message from her, which completely caught me off guard. She said, and I'm summarizing here, "Sorry, but I've decided to cancel our date. I started dating this summer because I was feeling lonely, but now I realize these dates are only stressing me out. I really appreciate the effort you put into planning everything, but I think it's best if we don't meet." I was taken aback by her sudden change of heart. My first reaction was to send her a message expressing my disappointment. I said something along the lines of, "I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling this way, but are you sure you don't want to give it a try?" I know I was probably being a bit too pushy, but I was genuinely frustrated and confused. 6 hours later, I sent her another message apologizing for my earlier response. I said, "Sorry for my previous messages. I was just frustrated and was hoping you could give me a chance. But it's fine, forget what I said." The next day, she replied with a longer message. She said, "Hey, I understand your frustration, but I want to explain why I felt that we wouldn't be a good fit. I get easily overwhelmed by messages when I don't respond right away, and yours added to that stress. Our senses of humor, which is really important to me, didn't align at all. My last relationship was with someone who spoke a different language than me, and it led to misunderstandings and stress. I think this would have been a problem for us too. That's it. Please don't push it." I replied by telling her that I wouldn't ask her to change her mind, even though I didn't fully agree with her first 2 points. I appreciated her honesty, but I couldn't help feeling a bit hurt by her reasons, especially since I thought we were getting along so well. A few days later, on Sunday, I accidentally realized that she had unfollowed me on Instagram and removed me as a follower. Her account was public, so I could still view her stories. Out of curiosity, I checked her stories a few times just to see what she was up to. Today, I noticed that she blocked me. Now, I'm left wondering, was it really necessary for her to block me? Was I out of line for checking her Instagram after she rejected me? Ada?